Welcome back to Range Anxiety / PowerTech TV. We've actually been made an offer by PowerTech Tuning to buy us out and absorb us. So I've taken the 1.2 billion, given Paul, hey babe, hey world, $5 and sent him on his way. Everyone's happy. We'll have more subscribers. And right next to me here on the dyno is something that you all might find just a little bit interesting. Mitsubishi Pajero. Obviously no stranger to anyone that knows anything about cars in Australia, because these things, actually, as I'm talking about the Pajero, my Space Wizard wand started shrinking. These things are a staple diet of sort of tugging, caravan tugging, camping, recreation, and also daily sort of driving duties. They're a good all-round thing. They're not a converted shitbox ute made into a four-wheel drive. These are a proper platform that's been around for, what's a basic platform? It's been around since about 06, I reckon, Gareth? Since 99. I wasn't born then, he was. And was aptly named back in the day when Mitsubishi were calling their sports car a Stallion, because they couldn't they got a bit lost. It was supposed to be Stallion. And this was called the Pajero, which loosely translated from its Spanish term in the motoring books of the time. They used to say it was some sort of pampas cat that lived in the Argentine swamplands. No, it actually means wanker. Yes, that is true. So I've been told. And why they were called a Montero or a Frontier or some bloody other thing in the good old US of A, because no one's going to be seen dead driving down the street in a Mitsubishi wanker. Now, engine is a 4M41. It's a 3.2 litre slogger, right? It's bulletproof. It's probably the best thing that I've come across in this sort of genre of car. Makes a ZD30 in a patrol look like like it's constructed from buttermilk, which it actually is if you drive them for any length of time. Great engine, nice transmission, really nice beep there on the phone. 5-speed Jatco in this bad boy because it's an NW. Aisin, there you go. Jatco's were the early ones, Japanese automatic transmission company. This is Aisin Warner. Yes. 5-speed, really loose, slippery converter so that it will flare up and it will tow pretty well, but they're just a bit lackluster in terms of power and torque. And being strong, you can lean on them and make a fair bit of gruntage. So let's have a look at what can be done. And before we do get on with that, the dyno, I've got to disclose some hidden modifications that are probably going to make this one go a bit better than normal. 2 batteries and a rag for the dipstick. Everyone needs a rag for their dipstick. All right, Space Wizard wand out. Let's get on the dyno and give it a run. Because these things have got a slippery high stall torque converter in them, every drag racer's dream, they come up on the pedal at the start at about 25 to 2800 and just flare from there when you're tuning them. So it's very hard to get figures, 1800 to 2000. You've just got to be aware there is a lot down there when you tune them properly. Boost, we've only gone from 20, 21 to 23, so there's not a lot in that. Getting the fueling right is critical, which we've done. We're not that much richer, very, very, very lean standard. I'd say it's almost a bit lean tuned. But with that, you get massive gains in power and torque. Like we're making 30% at 3000 RPM in pure power, but that's not important when you're pulling your aluminium residence around behind you, your Caravan, if you would have such a thing. Let's have a look at the torque. You see, this is the big one, especially when you've got, 23 foot of Jayco on the back with 18 kids worth of toys and water tanks and all of that sort of rubbish in it because you're too tight to hire a hotel room for $112 that had all the amenities and a dungeon you could lock your kids in. This is where it's important, 3000 RPM, 456 Newton meters at the wheels, right? That's multiple, we've been through this. If you can't understand why that torque figure is like that standard, go back and watch earlier episodes because I've explained it. Basically, it's crankshaft torque multiplied by the diff ratio, the gear ratio, by the tyre size gives you what you're hitting the road with. Standard, you are hitting the road in which gear, Gareth? In fourth gear at 3,000, flat out, you're hitting the road with 456 Newton meters, or you were. Now you're hitting it with 579 Newton meters, all of which tells us, now, people are going to say, what about the reliability? Well, that is a good thing. Well, we've got a lab rat, a guinea pig. His name's Gareth over there. He had an NS that was probably making more than this because he's a bit of a hot rodder, you know, got his own Space Wizard wand. And he did maybe 130,000, about that, making more grunt than that. And, you know, because he works in the car industry, he never services them, never cares for them, you know, basically beat on it. Simpson Desert twice, got stuck on top of a big hill once, and if you ever come out to Power Tech Tuning, he'll bend your ear about it for about 3 hours. Even if you hate the Simpson Desert and four-wheel driving, that's just an in-house joke. But yeah, super reliable. The economy is actually better than stock when they're done right and you drive them properly, like just not flat out everywhere. Great thing. So if you've got a Padge, you know, forget about buying some junk EV and virtual signalling. Get out there in the bush, tow your family around in an aluminium box and have a bloody good time.